welcome to HobbyEXP. My name's Henry.
I'm Cheston,
I'm too.
and we're here today to talk about the latest One Piece event that we attended, the Sydney Regionals. And yeah, we just want to talk about our experiences. What else? What else? What else we got?
How we went.
Haven't?
Well, generally how to prepare for a regionals, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
what's next?
yeah. So all great topics, and we'll also talk about some of the matchups that we saw, and maybe give you a bit of insight of our perspective on certain things. We're obviously not the greatest players in the world, but hey, we're just here for a bit of a chit chat. What to expect at the regionals? Regionals usually over 3 days, right? 3 days usually normally.
Oh yeah, three for Sydney because we had like side event day. So
Yeah.
Friday was side events, Saturday was the main event, and then Sunday was main event number two for Top Cut. And then of course you have side events throughout Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And not sure about other places, but Sydney did a ticket system. So you score tickets and then you can use that to claim prizes anytime throughout the event.
Yeah, I did notice that that was a new thing for this one. I don't remember what it was in the previous one, but it definitely wasn't like farming tickets per se. Um, I knew that there was some element of it, but I feel like it's kind of geared towards that, kind of like a time zone sort of thing. You know, you're rolling balls down into a pin, and you kind of get as many tickets as you can to exchange for prizes. The prizes were pretty good. Yeah, I remember there was a few nice promo cards. You guys remember anything else that was there? Sealed product,
I
I
think
think.
the other still products, structure decks as well, starter decks, sorry, the new ones. I think the main prize was that Nami, the winner Nami. Can't remember what it was from. The very colorful one.
Yeah, top six. The top 60 army was. No, yeah, yeah, right. The like rainbowy one.
Yeah,
Rainbowy
I
one?
can't remember what event that came from, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
for all
It's
the
worth a bit
Nam
of money, I think.
for all the Nami collectors, I'm sure you probably want to get it. But yeah, it's good fun. Great to meet up with a bunch of people that you haven't seen. Obviously, people play in all sorts of different locals. So regionals, I've always found it's a great place to hang out with my peeps, and catch up with people I haven't seen in forever. Now, preparing for regionals is a very long and arduous journey. Henry, do you want to give some insight as to what you did to prepare for this regionals?
Yeah, sure. I spun a wheel to choose which deck I wanted to play. That was good fun.
perfect.
So yeah, maybe not the best preparation to be honest from my side. But yeah, no, I mean preparing is also obviously very important. Knowing the deck you're going to play, and then obviously having an idea of the matchups, the popular matchups within the meta is really important as well. And given the kind of the earliness in the set as well, like this regional was kind of very early on into the set dropping, and with our meta being a little bit different to what OPL looked like in Japan, given that we have the starter decks they did not have.
Mm.
Interesting kind of how things kind of happened and shaked out. Belly Betty was very prominent. I think Belly Betty ended up winning the whole thing.
Yep,
Pretty sure.
that's
I
right.
think
Yeah,
I think the finals was a
the
Belly Betty
finals
mirror.
belly mirror. Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't
Yeah,
there
So
yeah,
of the top
yeah.
eight there was four of them?
Yeah,
Or
pretty favored over there. And also Blue Purple did. I think Blue Purple won the whole event in Vegas. So
yeah, it was a different build too.
um,
It was a Doffy package build,
yeah,
which
yeah,
was
the Rosie build.
crazy
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
I saw
But I
snippets
do
of
think.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, no, go ahead, get yours.
No, I was just gonna say I saw snippets of that. I just thought it was really cool. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say I do think our meta is quite like our meta being the Australian OCE meta is quite more closer to like Japan and the East because we do um get a few East players, some of like the good Singaporean guys
Mm.
and stuff come over and play in Australia every now and then. So um they bring that their knowledge of the meta, how it was in OPO 11 for them. Um, so you see a lot of that I think here as opposed to like maybe the real innovation. But then again, our region is pretty wild west with certain stuff as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure,
see what
for sure.
happens.
Two, how did you prepare for this event?
I think we're obviously practicing a lot. aside from you, because you're in Europe. So I
Yeah,
think me, Henry, and Brian.
I have an excuse.
Yeah. So me, Henry, and one of our good mates, Brian, mutual friend. We've been practicing the different purple Luffys together. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we were just practicing a lot of the purple Luffys, trying to mainly decide what deck we're gonna play.
Hmm.
So our
Mm.
preparation was just choosing a deck, and I think Henry's got the best bet in that, where he just rolled a dice or spun a wheel, chose the leader.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all pretty confident with the leaders we were practicing anyway.
Mm.
So, but at the end of the day, you're still prone to RNG as well. So you could know the deck, but if you don't draw the cards that you need, that could hurt you. Or the matchups as well. I mean, I think we've won a
Yeah.
couple of our tough matchups and lost some of the odd ones. But overall, it was a fun day. It was a bit disappointing that we all flopped, but
Mm.
hey, maybe we didn't put enough practice in. We were just
Yeah.
too busy trying to explore. Like Henry said, it was a start of a new format. We were trying to experiment. We couldn't really determine what deck we want to play, so we didn't technically lock in until it was too late.
It's tough,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've had this luxury of seeing what Japan has done or the East has done, and then we've kind of said, oh, okay, that kind of works there, and then we sort of borrowed that idea and then sort of try to make changes to it. But like you guys have said, we've got the starter decks now before them, and then there's a lot of cooking that we have to do on our own to figure it out. And such a big event, and we've only just got the starter decks. There's not a whole lot of time to experiment. I went the completely different way. I also spun a wheel. I was also in Europe for, a good part of the lead up to this. So I just played with what I thought would be kind of fun. I played Blue Yellow Nami. We'll talk about our our general progress of how we did on the day, and yeah, I think two you stuck it out for the day, right?
Played it all through. I was there anyway, so for regionals, you're there to be competitive, but you're also there to have fun. For me, it was having fun and just meeting my friends, because we all travel as a group and just play there. And also, it's more the party afterwards, because we don't usually hang out too often. So how we'll go
Yeah.
play, have a good feed afterwards. Get a bit cheeky, and then
What on earth
get
is
home safe.
that? What on earth does that mean too?
I don't know.
Yeah, Henry and I kind of got fed up. How many rounds in?
Mm. Oh, I think I only played like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting Blue Yellow Nami to do terribly well. I just wanted to just see how she was because the deck was kind of interesting. But then there's a key card missing from the starter deck 22, which for some reason for us is coming out in September compared to Japan that came out a bit earlier. The Odin that you put 3 cards under your deck and it can stop itself from being KO'd or something like that. It's just really sticky.
I think
It's
you trash 2 cards if
or
he's gonna be
something.
KO'd or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
it
Yeah.
like
is.
sorry, not graveyard stuff. Yeah, trashing cards. Yeah, you're
He
right.
can restand himself. He can
Yeah,
restand
that's it.
himself. If you
Yeah,
E3 bounce something, he can like swing twice. He can restand
yeah.
the Odin,
It's
which is
a great finisher.
cool character.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
finisher. So matchups as a whole, generally speaking, we saw a lot of green purple. We saw a lot of blue purple Luffy. What else? What else did you guys see?
Bello Betty,
Oh,
Buggy,
bunnies. Yeah, buggies.
Bonnie.
So quite a few.
Mm.
Just the decks that you generally expect, actually. So, uh,
Mm.
so in terms of new decks from the SAR decks that you wouldn't expect from the Japanese format, we saw Black Purple Luffy and Buggy as the more prominent ones.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
I didn't see a Green Yellow Law that day, but I did see two Bonnies, which were playing the new the Kid Killer card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great card by the
Symmetra.
way. Great card.
Yep. Uh, what else? Yeah, there wasn't. I think it was just a lot of decks I was expecting.
Yeah.
That's a Blackbeard. So yeah, mine was very mixed. It wasn't like all bulked up together. Like I saw two blue purple Luffys. Um, I didn't see any mirrors at all, which is I was playing green purple Luffy, no mirrors that day.
That's weird.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
roll the dice.
Yeah. I I didn't see. I saw. What did I see? I saw Yamato. I saw Bella Betty. That's the one match I did win, funnily enough, against Bella Betty.
Yeah,
Nami's ability of discarding
it
a
should be.
card, making it 7k for the turn, even against Karasu's, which he had against me, really helped. It just made my leader that much harder to get through. So that was fun. I did see I versed Ernest Sue. He was playing blue, purple Luffy. What else did I see? I think I saw Bonnie as well and a Yamato. Yeah, yeah. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
these starter decks just came out. They're probably the strongest, so let's roll with them. Minus Bella Betty, obviously. So yeah, yeah. What about you, Henry?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I saw Bonnie, Betty, GP, Luffy, and Purple Luffy. So most of the stuff you'd expect, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do too hot, but I mean, it's kind of what
But you did
happened
beat
when I
your
expected
hardest
it to
matchup, which
happen.
was Bonnie, right? I remember you were. It was a close match. It
No, no,
wasn't
no. I
Betty one.
lost to the Bonnie.
Oh, is
I
it?
beat the Betty,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
which was
okay.
very surprising because the Betty player did kind of what the Betty player wanted to do, go second and kind of curved out and double Karasu'd me, and I somehow won.
Like a king.
But yeah,
Bro, dude.
yeah, sometimes yeah, sometimes you win those early ones and then like everything falls to shit. So that was kind of my day. But I think to be honest with you, looking back at it now, I probably would have just I played a bit of Blue Purple Luffy at the start of OPO 11, like when it came out, and I
Hmm.
feel like I should have committed to. I played Purple Luffy in this event, but I should have just committed to Blue Purple Luffy. I think like there is some bad matchups. Like the Betty matchup is very
Yeah.
grim. But like you kind of just you prepare for it, and if it goes badly, it goes badly. But it's very good. It did lots of things, and I think from a brain power perspective, it can be pretty. It can be low and high brain power. It just depends on the circumstances. But like when the deck rolls, it's really fun and really kind of straightforward to play. So I mean, I'll probably just keep playing that because it looks pretty strong in OPO 12 as well. Doesn't look like it's being slowed down by any of the starter decks or any of the new leaders in OPO 12. So might as
Yeah.
well learn it. In saying that, I am interested in playing
Green Zoro?
Rayleigh in OPO 12,
Oh,
a new
okay.
leader coming. So might give him a spin.
Red Aggro.
But yeah, I feel like red aggro. I'm worried though because Rayleigh's done quite well in Japan, but Japan don't have the buggy starter
Buggy
deck yet
starter deck.
in OPO 12,
Mm,
and the buggy, it's kind of like buggy kind of very much hard counters those low to the ground aggro decks, so it's a bit scary to think
yeah,
if
But
Mob
you
that.
picks
do
up
play
buggy.
1 or 2 costs, so that's pretty much the way around Betty now. You play around like the 1 and 2s. Because Buggy only stops 3s
Yeah,
and 4s.
but the Rayleigh, the main like power card in Rayleigh decks is that 4-drop Luffy.
Yeah, 4-drop Luffy and like even the
The new 4-drop Luffy.
Jinbei. But you still got the bowler to work with.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's gonna be tough. Like
yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I think probably for the rest of OPO 11, I'm just gonna be a boring meta boy and play Blue Purple Luffy. To be honest with you, just for the sake of it.
I mean,
Just why not?
it's just good practice, that we don't quite have a leader like the new Green Zoro, that I think people will be looking forward to, because that leader looks spicy.
Yeah.
yep, very strong.
It looks pretty strong.
Yeah. All right.
But I think OPO2 will be pretty fun. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We've kind of
see how
we've
it
kind
goes.
of we've kind of touched on this already, but what do we enjoy from regionals? Like why do we? I mean, I personally trekked 1.5 hours by public transport to get from my area to Hurstville, just to get there in time. Obviously, I was getting a little bit early and all this sort of stuff, but to do it, spend the 8 hours or whatever it is for the entire day to be there. Why do we enjoy it? Why do we do
Community. I think for
Winning.
me, One Piece is community and winning as well.
it?
Our goal is always to win.
Uh,
So and it's just all right, 2 things: winning and community. That's how I see it.
mm,
So obviously you want to win as many
yeah.
prizes as you can, just because One Piece pricing is cracked, and the cards are great. And then you got the community. But the main reason why I stuck to One Piece so far has been the community itself and good local stores. So yeah, I wouldn't have met a lot of you guys if I didn't play One Piece weekly, I'd say.
True.
Could have saved a lot of money
Yeah,
though.
I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was gonna say, yeah, I agree with two.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, obviously winning's very good and fun, but community is important. And the people you play with, and obviously the friends you have through the game, which is awesome. And really the only reason people stick around, like you can't, you know, you're not gonna do this if you know don't enjoy playing it with people. It's a social game as much as you know as a solo one v one game. So without the community, there's no point in doing it. So yeah, definitely community. And I love One Piece, so we'd play the game anyway. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've kind of just we were all resonating with the same thing. We're all pretty close to one another. We've got this whole HobbyEXP channel with Harry, obviously, right? So that's something.
Yeah.
But no, it's good fun. It's good fun. It's definitely the people that kind of keep me going. I've never been the strongest player because I can never decide on a deck. That's my own fault. But
True.
it's always been fun. It's always been fun. Yeah. What's next in the One Piece world that we are sort of gearing ourselves towards?
Well, I think I won't even be able to play the online regionals or Treasure Cup, let alone. So I think what's next is probably going to be the next Sydney event. I don't really travel interstate to play at these events, so it's going to be online for competitive scenes, locals, mainly for casuals, and that's will be the biggest one. So definitely, well, our goal is to always try to train as much as you can and prepare for those. So I think it just means we just got to lock in a lot more, considering how we did this year's one. So
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, some online stuff. I might play one or two. Online's always been a miss for me. Whether I want to play them and whether I do well in them. So see. I mean, the last two were okay, but we'll see. It's also like sometimes I gotta want to have a deck I want to play. So like
yeah,
I'm not really too excited about playing any specific decks at the moment. So we'll see. Hopefully that changes in the coming future. But in saying what's next, outside of kind of One Piece,
Mm.
is there's some Gundam events kind of popping up, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and some more
sir. Yes,
competitive
sir.
Gundam events, which is
Yes, sir.
be fun. I know Two and
It's
I, unfortunately, Chesson can't go, but Two and I are gonna go to
plus Harry. Plus
I guess
Harry.
a semi-competitive. Oh, plus Harry, of course, yes.
yeah.
A semi-competitive. I think it's fairly competitively themed. Um, 4-person tournament in like 2 weekends time for the Gundam game that has like beta cards and the demo cards together. So
Yeah.
we might
Yeah.
have to do a bit of prep for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not many people have those cards, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of people who actually attend the event, and I believe it's already capped out. So we are
Six,
expecting a pretty good
64,
start to Gundam in Australia, actually.
64 people. I only saw one store in New South Wales that's doing it. It's the Gundam Beta Battle. I hope I got that terminology right. Um, yeah, I'm really curious to see what kind of decks are there. I'll be relying on you guys to give me a bit of a report, and we can put like a little pie chart together, and we can, do a little bit of a Eggman, that's that sort of thing, and just give a bit of analysis of what you saw. Um, but yeah, I'm really curious to see how far Bandai takes this game. I know Bandai will. It'll be very difficult for Bandai to let One Piece go down, but I think they'll push harder for Gundam because it's their home soil, if you know what I mean. It's like their own bread and butter, while One Piece it's still very close to them, but obviously yeah. So curious to see how that pans out.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think One Piece is the flagship game at the minute,
Mm,
just because of how
mm,
popular it is globally.
mm.
Um, we'll see how Gundam goes, but I probably see it being bigger there. I see it being bigger than like something like Union Arena because they're doing like a global release for Gundam because we don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
Union Arena here in English.
yeah.
But I don't think. I mean, it's probably going to be bigger than the Dragon Ball game.
Yeah, Dragon Ball and Digimon is the only other two Bandai games.
Mm.
So you got Dragon
Yeah.
Ball, Digimon. So the 4 Bandai games so far. Oh, if we exclude Union Arena because we don't have it in Australia, and Battle Spirits, which
Yeah.
is dwindled. So you got
That
One
game
I think
Piece.
it's dead
got
now.
cancelled. Yeah, that game got cancelled. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that narrows it down then. So One Piece, Gundam, Dragon Ball, Digimon.
Do you think it's going to be bigger than Digimon?
yes.
Digimon's pretty big and lasted a long time. You think Gundam's going to be bigger than Digimon?
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way. No. No.
I don't know. I haven't played Digimon, so I'm not too sure. I personally enjoy Digimon more than I do Gundam as a childhood fan. But who doesn't like mechs? I like mechs, so we'll see. It depends on the devs and how well they control the game and ultimately the community as well. Like the game wouldn't last long if there's no support behind it.
Yeah.
So
I just
see how
think
the
that
play goes.
they've had a chance to look at Digimon and One Piece and see the games that have worked well, and they want to obviously put their own spin on it. Obviously, it's a Bandai game, has a lot of similarities with the other Bandai games as well. But I think they're trying to take what's good and what works from the other ones and try to make it the best version of what it is. Will I definitely think the tier for just purely Bandai games will be One Piece, Gundam, Digimon, then Dragon Ball. If I had to put a tier, I still think Digimon is it's still played. People still play it. Do I still hear a lot of news about it? Actually, yeah, some. Dragon Ball, zero to very little, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely One Piece and Gundam, in my opinion. It's like it's like I said, it's like their own franchise, like their own IP. So I really think they'll push it as hard as they can. They'll probably
They
have
also have
more.
meta.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you go first. Yeah.
No. I'm just saying that they'll probably have more creative freedom because One Piece, Dragon Ball, and stuff like they're all borrowed IPs. So yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say
No.
Digimon is also they have a digital game coming out as well, so that might revive quite a bit of
Oh,
fans.
that's true. That's
Um,
true. That's true.
None of the other games have a proper digital game, so well, I
No, I think
personally think One
Dragon
Piece is surviving because of the sim. So that sim is how a lot of people are still
Mm,
keeping up with One Piece and playing it because it's just more accessible to play online. But hopefully we'll see
here's
something
he-
similar for Gundam as well.
yeah. I mean, here's my hot take. I agree with you two in the saying that the sim. I think the sim was instrumental in like building One Piece up to like what it is right now,
yep.
like how kind of big it is right now. But I think the other component of that was the pricing and it being like worth something. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like significantly for One Piece. If Gundam can kind of capture something similar, I don't know if it has the strength of IP to do that, but if it can, I think you'll see Gundam grow pretty quickly. But my extremely hot take, my incredibly fuego take, is that we might see Gundam die before Digimon. That's my
okay. Okay.
incredibly hot take for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The Gundam IP for me, like Cheston Astri is like the elder, millennial. He's the oldest one by a couple of years.
You
So like
jerk.
he remembers Gundam a lot more, but I did not grow up with Gundam
Back
at
in
all.
my day.
Digimon, yes. One Piece, yeah. Dragon Ball Z, all that, but not Gundam. Like I didn't know anything about Gundam until I was an adult, which is quite interesting. I think for someone who was into that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. I watched One Piece. I watched Digimon, all that, Pokemon, but I never saw a Gundam. I
May-
do think it's has an even older target market than like the early 30s, which is
Yeah,
already
surprising.
old.
But your son is into Gundam, which is
Yeah,
betrayal.
I think I think the Asian market will be red hot for Gundam.
Yeah, definitely,
Like I think
definitely.
it's way bigger there than it is in the West. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that pans out.
it's funny you say all this because like it was like the gateway IP and anime for me. Like I went from like Legos as a kid to like building Gundam kits and then going down the anime path like Naruto, Bleach and all this sort of stuff. If One Piece wasn't till much later on.
What
Which
about Pokemon?
Oh yeah, that's like that's like see that's the thing. I don't know if I classify that as an anime, right? That in my head since I saw it dubbed, it's like a cartoon for me, right? I know it's technically a Japanese
Okay.
anime, and it
Yeah,
depends how you want to define
yeah,
it and all sort of stuff. But in my head,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, you know, children's morning cartoon. But then you can classify like Looney Tunes and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, I
Dragon Ball
digress.
Z then.
That's an anime.
So you
Why?
didn't
I
watch
don't
Dragon Ball
know.
Z before you watched Gundam?
Yeah, that's
Your
correct.
logic is
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Oh my
I
god.
I
Right.
was I was exposed to Gundam at a very very young age, and I don't know why. But the hot take that I have is that Gundam, you're right, Gundam may not survive. Actually, not because of the Bandai games, because it's coming out when a lot of other TCGs are also trying to make their mark as well. The card game that I'm thinking about is Riftbound, the League of Legends game.
Yeah.
I'm not. Look, League of Legends. I will announce how boomer I am right now. I played League of Legends when it first came out, when like Cho'Gath or something like that was like a new character, and like it was a wild west back in those days. Um, so I think people will play people will play the card game to see how it is. Obviously, the animated show has done really well, and they wanted to like obviously capitalize on that. But yeah, I think that might influence how well the other TCGs go, because while people might call League of Legends a very toxic game or have some opinions about it, it's still a very popular game, right? It's still a very popular MOBA game, and people know about it if you talk about it. So yeah, yeah,
Yep, that's what I'm thinking as well. I was going to mention that Riftbound is coming up, so it is a big competitor. I wouldn't mind giving it a try. So I'm always down to try new games, and I think depending on how they market and promote it, it could be a strong game. I mean, that was like Lorcana as well, right? We we played Lorcana a bit, and
Yeah.
then it just went
ah,
downhill pretty
Lorcana
quickly
died.
for us. Yeah,
Dead.
had
Arca
potential, had a good IP. I mean, a whole franchise, Disney behind them, but
yeah,
couldn't outlast the play base.
Arcane is the TV show that I'm thinking of. But yeah,
Yeah,
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Lorcana was weird. Like if you played the game, it just felt that you either had to stay super casual and you just in this bubble of super casual, or you had to play quite competitive, and there was no real variance of in between. While I feel like with One Piece, you've got a big spread of really like competitive decks. You've got some that are not as competitive, but still kind of, oh, I can cheeky win here and there sort of thing, and then you got more casuals. Like it's a more wider spread of it. While Lorcana I felt was just it's either A or B in my opinion. And the fact that you couldn't interact on your opponent's turn felt very weird. It was very much a I play my game of solitaire, you play your game of solitaire. If I've assembled my combination of solitaires, before you, I win, sort of thing. Um, I haven't looked in the
Yeah.
rules of how Riftbound works, and I am unfortunately a bit of a fiend for cardboard and TCG, so maybe I'll give it a go as well. Maybe.
No. No.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. That game is gonna be. There's gonna be no in between in that game. That game is gonna be ultra competitive from the second it comes
Mm,
out, and
mm,
that's all anyone's gonna care about.
mm.
Because it's got the League of Legends IP, which is that game is just ultra competitive.
Yeah, sure.
No one for being an esport, and I honestly believe that from a TCG perspective, everyone's gonna go in with the same mindset that like this is a competitive game, and the only way to play it is competitively. So I truly believe that will be the case of that game, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. I just don't think that game is going to draw a
casual players, casual
crowd
opinion.
that loves the IP. You know what I mean? Like One Piece draws a crowd of people who love the IP. They want to collect the cards. They love
Fair,
the characters,
fair.
whatever. I don't think that game is going to draw a crowd that like loves the IP. They're
Yeah, I think so
gonna
too. I think
want
it'll
to.
be a game that's more playing than it is collecting. Gundam, on the other hand, will
Yeah,
see a mix of both. I feel like some of the old arts there are very pretty. They copied the formula that you see from Digimon and One Piece, even Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
Cards look great. You can see some of the mechanics in different games already. So it's like kind of like a baby from all their primary games or
yeah,
big IPs.
No, I think
But yeah, Riftbound, I agree with you. I think it's going to be more of a playing game than a collecting game.
yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, I did play League as well. not completely biased. I gotta lie, I am kind of biased. I prefer anime-based, anime-based art.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Um, anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Like and subscribe as always. We'll probably put out some more. We'll obviously put out some more content in the following weeks. I need to get my Europe videos sorted. And I think we'll probably maybe put out a video or two maybe about Gundam and how we're gonna prepare for that event at Double Kill, which is the local
Yep.
game store that's having it. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you all around.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye.